Hello, thank you for joining me. My name is Jeremy of the International Business Channel. Today we're going to look at the pros and cons of setting up a subsidiary. Expanding your business internationally opens doors to new markets, customers, and growth opportunities. But should you establish a branch or a subsidiary? Each option has its pros and cons, and today, as I said, we're going to look at the pros and cons of setting up a subsidiary. But firstly, what is a subsidiary? A subsidiary is a separate legal entity to your main company. Think of it as an independent extension of your business. A subsidiary operates under the laws of the countries that it's located in. It has its own legal standing, and this means it can and will pay taxes in the host country if it's profitable, sue or be sued in its own name, and will be held accountable if it breaks the law. The main benefit of a subsidiary is the layer of protection it offers your main business. If legal troubles arise, such as lawsuits or regulatory penalties, only the subsidiary is liable. This minimizes the risk to your parent company or holding company. If the subsidiary faces fines or lawsuits, parties or governments will find it difficult to go after your own business to recover damages. Taxation. Taxation is another area where subsidiaries can shine. Since they're subject to the host country's tax laws, this may allow you to benefit from favorable tax policies. It's not unusual for governments to offer tax incentives or tax holidays to companies that set up in their country. You should determine if there's a double taxation agreement, called a DTA, between your host country and your home country. If there is, you will get credit for taxes paid in the overseas countries against taxes that are due in your home country. Look, many DTAs exist, but there are some surprising exceptions. For example, there is no double taxation agreement between the USA and Singapore. You can do a lot of the research about the tax situation online. Do this. Do it yourself. Why pay a local tax expert at their high hourly rate to learn stuff that you can find yourself? But do use them for that final check to understand the full implications. Subsidiary is such a great protection of your assets and gives you tax advantages. Why doesn't everyone set up a subsidiary? Well, despite its advantages, setting up a subsidiary isn't always the easiest route. You need to comply with local, legal, and regulatory requirements, which can vary widely depending on the country. An example, I operate under a private limited company in Singapore to protect my personal assets. I am the sole shareholder, and yet every year I have to produce a full set of accounts. I don't have to be audited, but I do have to produce a full set of accounts, which runs to about 35 pages. I guess it gathers electronic dust somewhere in some file, but because I don't look at it, I'm sure no one else does. I'm also going to repeat a point I made in an earlier video. Understanding the minimum capital investment and getting the right capital structure in place are important. These considerations often get overlooked by companies used to operating in an environment where there are few restrictions regarding capital investment, Singapore being one, the United States being another. Another consideration, and this is an important one to think about, is what happens if you decide to shut down your subsidiary. Unwinding or dissolving a subsidiary is often a lengthy and expensive process. It may involve legal hurdles, financial costs, and even tax consequences. Before you proceed, be sure you understand the risks and obligations involved. Now you know me, I'm going to say research is key. If you're leaning towards setting up a subsidiary, preparation is your best friend. You need to consider things like the legal requirements. What are the rules for forming and operating a subsidiary in your target country? Employment law, another tricky area. Many countries have employee-friendly laws. In China, we once decided to retain an employee who had some years to go to his retirement, and we decided to keep him on the payroll as that was less expensive than terminating his employment. Tax implications? We've talked about this before, but how will local tax laws impact your profits, and are there opportunities for tax savings? Liability protection. How much risk does your main business face, and does the subsidiary provide adequate protection? Choosing between a branch and a subsidiary is just one piece of the puzzle. It's unique, and the right choice depends on your specific goals, budget, and risk tolerance. A branch may be simpler and more cost-effective for some companies, while a subsidiary could provide the protection and flexibility that others need. If you've liked this short video, please like and subscribe. I would very much appreciate that. Do you want to know more about setting up your overseas operation? Go to my3cc.com/overseas, where you can download a PowerPoint full of useful information. For venture, I wish you fair winds and following seas.